welcome to the Metaphysical Hangout. Today we're going to be talking about some common dream symbols, and we're just going to go ahead and take the bull by the horns, and our first subject is going to be about death, dreaming about death. Now, this can be pretty scary, it could be pretty jarring, but I want to assure you that 99.9% of the times, if you dream about death, it does not mean literally death, okay? Death dreams mean change. The same thing with the tarot card. Death means change. Let's get in depth with this whole death meanings in dreams. Um, Sometimes death can mean new beginnings. Sometimes dreaming of your own death symbolizes your inner changes, transformation, self discovery, and positive development. If you're going through some, making some hard change decisions and making some changes in your life, you may find yourself dreaming about death. Now, this just would mean that you are, it symbolizes those inner changes and that self confidence that you're going through. For example, it's not uncommon that if you're getting married or divorced, which is a big life change, that you're going to dream about death. Maybe you're going to be promoted to a new position or moving to a new country. These are big moments in our lives, and you may dream about your own death, and this just means your transformation, your your inner changes, and how you're looking at your life path at that particular moment. Now, if you dream that your ex has died, that's a your subconscious's way of telling you that the relationship is dead with that ex. Um, and that you were moving on. So, if you have been finding it hard to move on from your ex and suddenly you start having dreams that he has died, this is meaning that you are finally able to break that connection and move on. This is a good thing. If you dream about the death of your parents, if they're still living, this means that you're taking on some changes in your waking life. Your relationship with your parents has evolved to a new place. And what you're going to want to do is take a look at what is going on in your waking life in order to help you decipher what exactly that particular death means. Now, death dreams can also mean that a part of you has died. So this is totally metaphorical. Okay, this means that you are developing new habits, that you are letting go of some of the old ways of doing things. You're letting go of some of the destructive behavior or some other aspect in your life. So, in reality, not only does death mean change, but death also means the ending of something. So, if you dream that someone is dead, that means that you want to repress that aspect of yourself that is represented by the person dying. So, whatever that person represents, that has no part in your life anymore. Generally speaking, dreaming about someone's death implies that your feelings for that person are dead, or that there is a significant or change or loss that is occurring in your relationship with that person. Now, if you see a stranger dying in your dream, that generally implies that you're feeling detached from the changes that are happening around you. Um, a child death means you need to let go of your immaturity and start being more serious. Um, the death of a child in your dream can also mean that your inner child is being stifled. So there's kind of a thin line there between being mature and letting your inner child have a chance to speak, have a voice. So death can sometimes mean a wake up call. This is your mind's way of trying to get your attention about something going on in your waking life that needs you to take action. consider how you felt in your dream and think about a situation in your waking life where you felt the same way. That's what that dream is trying to draw your attention to. That's what your mind is trying to show you. Death can mean escape. If you dream of you dying, maybe you're trying to escape a painful relationship and you just can't come to terms with it. Um, but this escape can be anywhere from major stresses, obligation, responsibility, or a relationship. So you really need to take note of what's going on in your waking life when you dream about death. Now, death can also be your way of coping with death. So if you are dreaming that that you died, this could be your mind's struggle with your own mortality. It's natural to be nervous and anxious about death. It's normal to think about it. But if you think about it too much, you'll start having dreams about it. And so your subconscious, while you're dreaming, will play out what happens. So it's basically it's just your mind's way of coping with your mortality, of coping with what happens when you die. Nobody wants to die. It's eventual. It's gonna happen. So we try not to think about it. We don't want to think about it because it's so painful. So the only other outlet that our mind has is to dream about it. And that's how we cope with it. Sometimes death means self-sacrifice. So sometimes when you dream that you die, it's symbolic of your sacrifices, of things that you have given up. It's basically saying, hey, you need to nurture yourself now. If you're like me, you put the needs of everybody else in front of yourself. So if you do this for too long, your brain is going to say, hey, you really need to take some time for yourself. You need to be selfish for once. And for a lot of people that's hard to do. But look at the situation in your waking life to figure out what death is trying to tell you in your dreams. Sometimes death means a missing characteristic in yourself. So dreaming about a loved one the death of a loved one, sometimes suggests that you're lacking a certain aspect or quality that the loved one embodies. So when you dream that a loved one has died, you need to ask yourself, what makes that person special to me? What do I like about that person? And that could very well be the quality that you are lacking in your own relationships and circumstances. Death also means resentment. To dream about someone's death means that you're harboring some deep-seated resentment or ill thoughts, ill feelings towards this person. So say you dream about your boss dying. It may be because he or she just got on you. You got in trouble, and so you dream about this person's death. That's not saying that you want this person to die, literally. It's just saying that, you felt resentment and stressed out by this. To dream of somebody who's already dead. Now, this can be one of two things. It could be that person is trying to contact you, and it's a legitimate spiritual visitation. Or it could be that your dream is forewarning you that you're being influenced by negative people and are hanging around the wrong crowd. At the same time, these kind of death dreams may also be a way to resolve your feelings with those who have passed. It, this kind of dream also symbolizes material loss. Now, if you dream about somebody who's died a long time ago, okay, then that could suggest that a current situation or or relationship in your life resembles the quality of that deceased person. If you dream somebody about somebody who's recently passed away, that just means their death is fresh in your mind and you're trying to just deal with it. You're trying to grasp the concept that that person is really gone. If the dead is trying to, if that person who has recently died is trying to get you to go with them, then that signifies that you're trying to understand their death. You also don't want to be alone. To see and talk with your dead parents represents your fears of losing them or your way of coping with the loss. You're using your dream as the last opportunity to say your final goodbyes. So, as hard as it is when you have to deal with the loss of a parent, as hard and as stressful as that is, and as upsetting as it is when you wake up, because I get that. You know, you don't want to wake up because you're with that person, you miss that person, you love that person. But also think about it as your subconscious's final goodbyes to them. Say what you want to say, get it off your chest. That kind of dream is very therapeutic. To see a dead sibling, relative, or friend alive in your dream means that you miss them and you're trying to relive your old experiences, what you had with them, and trying to keep the peace of your daily waking life. Your dreams may serve as an outlet, as your only outlet, of coping and coming to terms with the loss of a loved one. It is important to keep in mind that even though a person has passed away, it does not necessarily mean that your relationship is dead. The relationship is just different now. Dreams can serve as a way for you to keep connection and maintain a relationship. So, like I said, death dreams, nothing to be afraid of, something for you to look at, analyze, and compare it to your waking life to figure out where in your life needs changes or needs to have a metaphorical death, needs to end. At the same time, there are certain cases where a death dream, especially when you talk to a loved one or a friend, that sometimes that's just them trying to make contact with you. So if you have any questions about your death dreams, feel free to ask me. I'll post the links in the bottom. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified of new videos coming up. And please have a blessed day and be kind to everyone.